Are you telling me I actually got this to work, Scotty J?
Uncle Ted, how are you, sir? Yeah, you
I'm
got
doing
it
so good
working.
at sleeping. I'll be damned. Give me some kind of technological award. This is a miracle.
There you go. Oh, come on, you the man. You do this all the time. I'm on your page. I see your stuff on social
And
media.
every time I'm astonished that I can actually get this apparatus to work. So I celebrate this shit. Plus, you and I deserve each other because we like truth, logic, and common sense. And we're going to open up a campfire dialogue with no inhibitions. That's what we're going to do, Scotty J.
I tell you what, Ted, it's funny you bring that up because you are on my bucket list, not just to speak with you, from a, just man to man perspective, but I got to get out to one of your camps with my old man. My dad, God bless him, he just missed the first day of opening, the first opening day of hunting season in 51 years. 51 years, my man
Well,
has
why?
not missed a single day. He had surgery. He had to have pretty intensive surgery.
Well, you tell him Uncle Ted is praying for him, but tell him that I killed enough deer for both of us. I'm having the greatest season
Oh
of my life.
man, yeah.
What
Well,
what state what state does your dad hunt in?
Pennsylvania.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's a historic Keystone State. That's serious tradition, man. That's as powerful a tradition in the history of mankind that has ever existed. The deer season in Pennsylvania. Tell your dad that if he runs short of backstraps, that Uncle Ted is here to respond.
I will do that. I will definitely do that. He'll get a kick out of that. But yeah, I mean, he hunts a lot like you. I mean, so he hunts primarily in Pennsylvania. Now, I grew up hunting. I've been hunting since I was 13. Life member of the NRA. So thank you for your involvement there. But my dad, he's done a lot of hunting out in Wyoming and Montana for elk, mule deer, black bear, mountain lion, mountain ram, all that.
Well, then,
So
then your dad, and I, me, and your dad, we are American campfire backstrap blood brothers. It's a serious tradition, and I'll tell you, the joys and the happiness that just resonate in our souls has a lot to do with that. Because what's the greatest compliment you can possibly receive? Grounded, down to earth. What does that mean?
that's
You're
it.
still connected to God's miracle and you do your duty to harvest the surplus and utilize it. That's down to earth. So God bless you guys, man.
Thank you. Yeah, no. Well, God bless you. I mean, you are a huge role model in that regard, and that's one of the things that I definitely want to talk to you about too. Because I thought it was funny because I had a chance to catch up with your drummer Jason Hartless, and we're kind of friends online and whatnot. And I don't need to tell you how great he is, but I guess his first hunting experience and the first deer he ever got was with you.
Well, if you're going to get the ultimate guide and outfitter to baptize you in the world of the sacred backstrap boogie, who better than Uncle Ted? Because I've managed my life and my ground for optimal wildlife support. I mean, you want biodiversity, step on my Texas ranch, Spirit Wild Ranch, or my Michigan swamp. And
Yeah,
yes, not only did Jason and Greg get their first bucks with Uncle Ted, which by the way, many, many people have,
that's
but
awesome.
did Jason tell you the size of the buck he got last year? He got
Oh,
a
I saw it.
monster,
It was yeah.
150-inch monster buck. It's just unbelievably lucky. But all
Uh,
my stands are perfect because how you position your stands, how you put in your food plots in relationship to the habitat and the natural travel patterns. I know this stuff. I live this stuff. So I put Greg and Jason on the best spots I could, and they
nice.
both got bucks, which, as your dad and there is no guarantee. But I got to tell you, I got 6 guys coming for my birthday hunt here at Spirit Wild Ranch. I have six
Nice.
guys coming for my New Year's hunt. I book and guide hunts all year, every year. And my stands, after a lifetime of trial and error, hard on the error part, are so well thought out. And I will only put you in a stand where the wind and the sun and the conditions are proper based on scouting, based on food and shelter and sanctuary. And you know that here's a miracle. You'll appreciate this. The hunters that I bring to my place, we are 200% success rate
Wow.
on archery deer hunting, which is unheard unheard of. They all get a buck and a doe with a bow and arrow. It's unheard of. We're talking open ground, just wild swamps and forests and agriculture ground, because my son Toby and Paul Wilson, my entire Sunrise Safaris team, boy, do we put the guys in the best spots. But we're astounded every year that everybody gets a buck. That's unheard of.
That is unheard of. That's pretty awesome, because we've had our droughts in Pennsylvania. It's funny because my dad, he's had a long-standing tradition. We always go up just past Jim Thorpe in the Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania, like Carbon County, just below Potter County. I don't know if you're familiar with that area at all, but that's where he's always gone.
That's difficult hunting.
Right, because you got all the rhododendron. I mean, it's really, really thick terrain, all the rocks and everything. I mean, it's pretty wild. In the meantime, I live in southern Chester County, Pennsylvania, like an hour south of Philadelphia and an hour north of Baltimore. And my dad has a 30-acre farm with 33 acres, just down the road. He's like 15 minutes away from me. And now instead of the berry, fed buck, which we have up north, you got all the corn-fed buck out here. And he's got monsters going through his lower 30. And I'm just like, Dad, why don't you just, hunt in your own backyard? They're all over the place, but
we stopped killing young bucks about 16, 17 years ago. So we're shooting monster big hog, 300-pound Saskatchewan-looking bucks.
Wow.
We're shooting 7 and 8-year-old bucks. They're not, record, trophy, though every kill's a trophy to me.
Right.
But they are big and fat and old, and it really exaggerates and intensifies when you make that kill on an old wise buck. That's where our tradition of village leadership and community leadership comes from. The guy that got the biggest old stag and provided food, clothing, shelter, tools, weapons, medicine, but most importantly, the spirit of the one. When you can outsmart temporarily, get lucky, and kill an old stag, it's a celebration around the village that is unprecedented and establishes community, health, fortification of your family and friends, and that spirit is alive and well.
It's huge. Well, yeah, I mean, my one son, I have 19-year-old twins, and then I have a 13-year-old. Now, my 19-year-old son, he just enlisted in the Air Force, so he's off in the Air Force, so he wouldn't be able to come home and hunt with us. But I got my 13-year-old, and actually for Christmas, I'm getting him his first recurve bow. So he's looking to actually venture into that world of archery. I've never gone archery hunting.
Oh boy, Scotty J, you are not alive yet.
Yeah,
There's
right?
a whole
I know.
spiritual invigoration that you haven't even tapped into. Get yourself a graceful bow and arrow that feels good. Don't have to have power. Right. I shoot 50 pounds. Shemaine.
Is that it? Okay. All right.
30 pounds. Graceful. Archery and bow hunting is about stealth and grace, not power.
You got a longer season, too, because the rifle season is not very long out here. I've always used a 35 Marlin, 30-30 Marlin. Those have been my hunting rifles. Old Faithful. But
all good, man.
Yeah, but
I'm right in the middle of the greatest hunting season of my life. My God, the backstraps are flowing. My dogs are the ducks and the pheasant, the doves, squirrels, the rabbits. We're having the time of our life.
Man.
I celebrate it I hunt every day, man. This morning I went out and I was tracking a hog, and a giant boar jumped up really close range, and off goes the dogs. And I'm touching off 10-millimeter rounds from my Glock and knocking dust off this giant boar, but he went into the neighbor's property, and we can't go in there to track him.
See, I've never seen one. I've never seen a boar in the wild. Just out where I am, we just don't have them.
I love it all, man. That's why my music is so powerful, because I live a primal, earthly, grounded, nature-infested lifestyle, and it really makes my music a little bit sexier than the other guys.
Well, you've always had that style, but I'm looking forward to listening to Detroit Muscle. I haven't had the chance to listen to the whole thing. I've only had Come and Take It, which is a great tune. Awesome tune.
Great tune, great band. Jason Hartless on drums, Greg Smith on bass guitar. Scotty, I am the luckiest guitar player all through my life. I keep in touch with my original drummer from 1960. I talked to Tom Noel last week.
I heard, yeah.
With these unbelievable musicians, but what Greg Smith and Jason Hartless represent in a musical authority and a force of nature and the groove and the throttle and the sincerity and the emotion and the outrageous energy that those guys, the whole album, I can't wait till you hear this
Oh,
record. We are so proud. When you hear, you and your dad will listen to the song American Campfire, and it's your life. It's like Fred Bear, but more grinding and more rock and roll. It will move you to the end, man. I'm telling you.
I'm getting it on vinyl. I am definitely getting it on vinyl. I am building my own vinyl collection.
I can't wait, man.
So,
I tell you
yeah.
what, Scotty J, after you hear the whole record, we got to talk again because it will drive you nuts. The music is so powerful.
I would love it. I would love it. That's cool that you're with Pavement. When Barbara reached out to me, I was just like, "Oh my God, you got to be kidding me! This is amazing." I mean, that's
Well, thank God. I got to tell you, a big salute to everybody at Pavement because there are still a huge army of real music lovers that love the piss and the vinegar and the adventure and the outrage and the defiance and the dedication to groove and the delivery, the spirit of the songs. And thank God for Pavement because there's no real rock and roll industry anymore. And guys like Pavement still love the real McCoy. And if anybody's the real McCoy, I'm the real McCoy. And for Pavement to join forces with the Nugent band, thank God, because there are so many real music lovers out there, and there's nothing for them to latch on to. The country music is like painful Ferris wheel music at the county fair. It's like cartoon music. I hate that stuff. I'm looking for some piss and vinegar and some outrage and some grooves and some grind. And thank God that Pavement latched onto this new record, man. I thank them sincerely.
I could not agree with you more. So, are you ready for one of the what I hope you consider one of the better introductions on a podcast that you've ever had?
Yeah, go nuts.
All right. Everybody, I am Scotty J, and we've got an absolutely just mind-blowing show for you today.